Alexis found a really good mermaid shawl. Heart-shaped blue mussels.
Kind of a hole-in-the-wall kind of place.
The hole in the wall back there. Coral sea star. Pretty cool.
You're watching over, Mama.
At Rialto Beach. What would the mermaid use this for?
A club.
It's been pretty cool.
Polly, are you enjoying your ocean view? I know, it's a nice little spot.
The first thing Alexis says when she wakes up is, "Mommy, we need to hurry up and get going to the beach for low tide." We decide to drive to Rialto Beach, which is over an hour drive north of our campsite here at South Beach. But we hear it's worth it. Rialto Beach is known for a pretty cool sea stack with a little window fittingly named Hole in the Wall. My two little lovies and I are pretty excited to go tide pooling.
Alexis found a really good mermaid shawl. Woo! Fancy pants!
This is where mermaids get their oil from, right inside that ball. Fairies use these for all kinds of things. For scrubbing, to scrub your feet mixed with the sand scrub. And they also use them for a hair thing, and also their little feathers for darts.
There are, yeah, like these are really cool little tiny.
Sea anemones.
She is pretty pumped about our newest discovery.
Here are some acorn barnacles.
There's the blue mussels.
And I must admit, I'm quite exuberant myself. Finding all of these amazing sea creatures kind of felt like we were mermaids playing hide and seek.
Can I see your phone?
No.
I just love the color coordination of the pink coralline algae and the giant green sea anemone here. They're submerged in just enough water so they're opened up beautifully, looking like flowers of the sea. Well, except for that guy. He's not quite ready to get up yet.
Mommy, look in there.
Whoa! That's really cool. That's a really
sea star. I see a sea star.
Be careful, it's very slippery.
What'd you find down there, Lou?
It's a sea star.
Whoa, cool. Oh.
What are you doing, Polly? You're watching over Mama. You're watching over Mama. Polly, you watching Mama? You watching Mama, Papa?
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, and there's like millions of sea stars.
I know, it's fun. There's sea stars, anemones.
What's so good? There's like 3 little 5 little anemones in that little cave.
Oh, that's a fun spot there. That it up there. Getting a good shot.
Hey, Pals.
Tide is rolling in.
What'd you find down there, Mama?
Oh yeah, this place is really cool. I love watching the tide movement. It's so fun. And there's starfish. And the old starfish goes like blinking. It's your life. There's Daddy and Polly watching out for us, making sure we don't fall into the ocean.
While Alexis and I were still having a good time tide pooling, Jason was a little bit done with it all. So tell us in the comments, would tide pools be up your alley, or is it not really your
there
thing?
are sea stars.
Sea star is better than starfish.
Well, that's kind of a cool term, isn't it? That is really cool down there.
Tide pools at Hole in the Wall, Junior Ranger approved.
There's the hole in the wall back there at Rialto Beach. It's been pretty cool here. What would the mermaids use this for?
A club.
Watching the tide come in was so cool. The power of the water is just amazing. It reminds me of God's power, as all the oceans in the world could not contain all of God's love.
Mom!
Mom.
Okay. I know Alexis calls these my mama mushy moments, but nature is just so inspiring. All right, back to that walk on Rialto Beach that ended much worse than it started.
And some camping opportunities here at Rialto Beach.
So we were warned ahead of time that the hike out to Hole in the Wall on Rialto Beach was a little more serious than just your typical walk on the beach. On the way there, we did great, but the way back from Hole in the Wall was a totally different story for me. It's a 3.8-mile round trip, but you're not just walking on a sandy beach. There were a lot of sections with these medium-sized rocks that were really hard to walk on. And I think I ended up with low blood sugar because I could barely make it back. I even had to lay down on the rocks for a break. I would definitely recommend bringing a snack, especially if you plan to check out the Tidepools for as long as we did.
Yeah, so tired.
My sun's too bright.
But we totally recommend Hole in the Wall and Rialto Beach. And for those fellow Twilight fans, as you head out through La Push, you can stop and check out these really cool signs and decide whether you're on Team Jacob or Team Edward.
Officially signing for Team Jacob.
Although Alexis chose Team Jacob, I've always been more of an Edward fan. Again, our day starts with Alexis waking up, thinking of the tide pools, and asking me to check the tide charts to see what time low tide will be today. So I did warn you in the thumbnail that this video was for fellow tide pool enthusiasts only. Well, here we go for another day of tide pooling, this time a little closer to home at
So
Beach
here's a
4.
little jungle path to Beach 4. And the beach path continues. Lots of stairs to get down to the beach. Lots more stairs to get down to the beach.
And we love that dogs are allowed.
And after that jungle path, we finally made it.
So as you can see, it's a little more involved getting down to Beach 4. Not only do you go through a rainforest and cross a beautiful driftwood bridge, we also have a little rock climbing involved here.
Got
At least
it?
there's a rope here to help you out, but it is one at a time.
Headed out to those rocks out there to check out some tide pools.
And as you can see, it's not the easiest walk out there either. These rocks are kind of tricky to walk on, but our little white dog takes the rocks like a champ.
Who wants to run? This was a sad part.
Although very sad to see, this next creature is a good reminder that death is part of life.
Oh, what is it? Oh man,
It's huge.
that is. I think it's probably bloated too, but they are bigger than you realize.
Sea star, follow me.
All right. We'll go see the sea star. What do you find? Hey guys. Hi, Papa.
Coral sea star.
Oh, a coral sea star. Whoa! Coral sea star coming right up. Giant man. Pretty cool. Those are acorn barnacles and the blue mussels and some little pink anemones.
really interesting how the tide just changes drastically from day to day. One day, the low tide may be at 5 in the morning. A week later, the low tide may be at 10 in the morning. And it's not even the same intensity of low tide and high tide. Sometimes it's just a few inches, and other times it's like up to 20 feet.
Tide's starting to come back in.
There's some big ones over here too.
It's really interesting how much it changes from day to day. It's certainly not consistent like the rising and setting of the sun. Maybe because the moon goes through so many phases. We're pretty enamored with these tide pools.
Daddy, there's a starfish with an anemone growing on it. There's more pink humans here. Dad, see anemones here.
It takes like one day to like spit it back.
Jump, Dad. You're making a face full of rocks. Jump. She says you do that. No, she can't. I'm sorry, Polly.
Well, I hope you enjoyed our tide pool adventures. We just really couldn't get enough of the intricate life that hides in these tide pools.
Tide pooling was pretty awesome, but now it's time to head back. Come on, Polly, let's get something to eat.
But on our way back through the rainforest walk to the parking lot, we discovered this really cool tree that we had to stop and capture.
Look at this cool tree I found. I found some really cool seaweed that's here at the Pacific Ocean. This one, I'm not so sure of what it is, but it's not plastic. I found another one back at our campsite. And this one, if you listen closely, there's water inside. Here's some more cool seaweed I found.
It is really neat. It's got like the little pockets of, like the other one did. Really cool.